everybody! Well, it's another week, and we have 2 more episodes of the Draw Along Show. I think we're inching our way towards the 100th episode of this show. I gotta check and count how many there are. I know we're in the 90s somewhere. Who knows, maybe this is the 100th episode, in which case, sorry I didn't do anything special, but I'm pretty sure it's not yet. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'm glad you're all here to do some drawing. Remember, this show is for all skill levels, any age. Anybody who wants to just give drawing a try, you can do it here because we try and keep things simple. Today we're going to do a really cool dynamic drawing. It's actually going to be a figure in a very dynamic pose. And I'm going to do something new in the show, which is I'm going to show you sort of the structure of the drawing before I start it, like the really basic gesture of the drawing. I'm not going to do this all the time. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do it for this episode. Okay? Yeah, it was so cold here. And then suddenly, bam, it broke out and now it's nice and warm. And but when it was cold, I was thinking, man, it makes me grumpy, it makes me angry, makes me feel just, not so good, you know? And which reminds me, did you ever hear about that snowman who lost his temper? Yeah, they say he had a real meltdown. Okay, time for us to do some drawing. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat, see who we have here today. Okay, hola, Bev, and Shauna, and Afroha, and Alice, and Steven, and Steve, not to be confused, Steven. Hey, Chris, what's up, Chris? Nice to see you, Clever. And Celine is here, and RB, all these nice folks joining us. So let's get to some drawing, okay, gang? Now, to do these drawings, you're going to have to be able to do 3 simple things, okay? 3 kinds of lines, and they are a straight line, a curvilinear line, a zigzag. Got ahead of myself. Curvilinear. Could be an S curve. Could be a C curve. Could be a shallow C curve. Anything that curves, it's a curvilinear line. Okay, and for today's drawing, we're going to have a combination of mostly curvilinear lines, a few straight lines thrown in, and pretty much only 1 zigzag, if I remember correctly. Only 1. All right, now to start this one off, we're going to do 2 parallel lines, okay? And you're going to want them to be spaced out. Before I start, I forgot I was going to do these little lines of action. I want to show you something cool. All right, check this out. This drawing, just to give you an idea of like sort of the scale of it, okay, is going to look a little something like this. It's going to look like this, okay, and like that. And then it's going to be kind of like this and like that, okay? That's kind of what we're looking at. This is sort of the structure of the drawing. Okay, so you kind of have these 2 parallel lines here, and we have a line kind of moving down this way. It's a little, it's not quite as long as this. So that means basically our drawing is going to fit inside of a rectangle like this. It's not quite a square. If it were a square, it'd come down like about there. Okay, so I want to give you a little, a preview of how the structure is going to be working out with this drawing. Okay, 2 parallel lines are going to be vertical lines, and they're going to look like this. We're going to go 1. All right, and next to it. Now, how close? Well, I want you to imagine in your mind that you are drawing a square. Okay, so I'm going to think, okay, here's how long this is. If I were drawing a square, I'd come over here and then draw the next line, okay? However, in this instance, we're going to make it slightly narrower than a square. So if I were drawing a square, I might start about here, but I'm just going to inch my way over here and then draw the other line. See that? Make them about the same length. Got it? So not quite a square, but it's close. It's close. Okay. All right, now here comes our one and only zigzag that I can think of for this drawing. There might be another one, but if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But we're going to go to the center and then up, okay? Now, here's what I like to do. I can give myself a little target. I can say, what is the center between these 2 lines if I want to just divide that? And I got to come down a little ways like this and just make a little dot for myself. And then I say, good, I can just hit that. So you can do it in 2 steps, like that, right? Or you could do it in 1 step like this, zigzag, okay? Doesn't matter how you do it. If it's easier for you to do it in 2 steps like this, hey, so be it. Totally doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to do a nice curvilinear line, and we're going to go up and over and connect these, okay? So here we go, up and over and down. See that? It's like you're taking the letter C and you're just rotating it 90 degrees to the right. All right, now I like that shape, So I'm going to repeat that shape. I'm going to start hugging this line here. I'm going to come up and over like this. Okay, up and over like this. And I'm going to make it so that you can see a little target when I do this. See that little target? Okay, so maybe that's a little less distracting than the way my brush looks. So up and over and down. See that? So we're just repeating that shape. Understand what I'm saying? Here's that shape. Echo that shape. Okay, like that. Cool? Makes sense? Alrighty, now here from this side, right, just under where I started that line, I'm just gonna do a little diagonal line like that, and I'll just echo that on the other side. Bam. Not echo, mirror. Let's use the right terminology. All right, and then right where I start this zigzag, see this? I'm going down and up. Right about here, okay, I'm gonna look at this space between these two lines, come down here and just go bloop, make a little C curve. See that? We're making a little face. And then here I'm gonna go down and then just loop it a little bit. Zip, loop out, curve out. That's it, we just made ourselves a little face. Okay. All right, you want to tidy things up, you know, you can clean up your edges and all that good stuff, you know. Say, oh, I want to make that a little bit more narrow, whatever. You don't have to, it's totally fine. Alrighty, now, here is where we get to where I was talking about that structure, okay? Because what we're drawing today is, sorry to give it away, a speed skater. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a line way up here, okay? And this is, believe it or not, going to be the arm and shoulder of this person. You think, well, why is it way up here? Shouldn't it be down here? Well, you'll see because they're going to be pitching forward. And so what's cool about this drawing, we rarely do this in this little show, is we're going to use foreshortening. So I got this head coming down towards me with the back and shoulders behind. So right about here, I'm going to do a nice long line out this way, like that, okay? Look how long that is, all right? If yours is a little shorter, a little longer, no big whoop, all right? You don't have to worry about it. All right, next step, I'm gonna just inch my way out here, okay? And I'm gonna draw a nice C curve, and it's gonna be a shallow one. It's gonna come down and out, all right? Down and out this way. Now, we're moving towards the face, okay? And I wanna decide, okay, where do I stop? How do I know how long to make this line? So I want you to take the height of the head and double it. So come down to about here and say, okay, that's gonna be my mark. 1 and a 2. So I'm aiming for this kind of height for this line, okay? And I want to keep it in line with the head on this side and just slightly to the left. So about here, make myself another little mark like that. Okay, I know those are tiny. I'll zoom in, hopefully you can see those. All right, so here we go. We go out and in like that. Okay, out and in. And that's it. See how shallow that C curve is? It's not like this, right? It's just out and in. All right, now from here, okay, I'm looking at the space between here and here, and I'm saying that's about the width I want for that arm. I'm gonna move up towards this same area where this arm is, but I'm not gonna keep the lines parallel. I'm gonna move up and in. So I'm gonna go like this, moving up and in. See that? So we're getting narrower as we go up. Got it? Now take this top line and make it a little longer, like that. Okay, and then we're just gonna cut it off like that because that's gonna be end of the sleeve that we have there. And this is gonna be cool. We're gonna take this line and we're gonna carry it out, but we're gonna then curve it down and up. Watch this. I'm gonna kind of curve it like a little C curve, really shallow, and then out like that. Okay, so a little curve and then out. And then here we're gonna go right from about here. See where that change happens? Okay, right there. I want you to move up slightly and then zip like that. Okay, so that's it. That's that hand over there. All right, now we want to come over to the other side. We want to look at this line we have here. Imagine it passes behind the head. Okay, so right through, and we just keep on going. Except this time we're only going to go about this far. Let me show you. About like that. Okay, so zank, right about there. All right. How long is that? Well, I'd say it's about, you know, a little longer than halfway or about halfway, same as that. All right. Now we're going to do some really cool foreshortening. Okay, check this out. Gonna do a little C curve here. See that? Look at the size of that. It's kind of about the same size as this. Okay, so we C curve that way. And then, watch this. I'm gonna do a line up like this, and then C curve over like that. Okay, so up and over. And then I'm gonna come out same angle as that first bit of the line there. So up and over. We're drawing a horseshoe, right? Got it? Now in between, I just put 2 lines. I just go uno, dos. And you can make these lines slightly longer if you want, because we have a pinky here and an index finger. Okay, now right off here to the side, okay, coming off this line, I'm gonna do a little bit of a shallow C curve just like that. Okay, and that's our thumb. So this hand is in front, coming towards us. Now check this out. I'm gonna follow this finger. I'm gonna come up and around. Watch. Up and around. See how I connect into that other curve? Pretty cool. Look at the width of your arm here and think about this space. We wanna kind of work with that as we come back towards the body. Okay, but we need to know where to stop. So I want you to look at this distance here, come over on the same amount of distance on this side, and then push it a little farther. Because this arm is coming towards us and the other one's kind of tucked back. So I don't want this distance to be the same as this, all right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curve out like this, and then come straight down to about here, all right? So check it out. I'm gonna curve and come down like that. Got it? See that? Slight curve and then straight on down. And then here I'm gonna join up with a nice curve. See that? Nice curve right there to join that up, okay? Excellent. Now I know how much space I need to connect right there for that arm. And see how that arm is coming towards us? Nice little bit of foreshortening. Okay, now here, just off of center of this head, because the body is turned, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start right about here, and I'm gonna curve on down to here. Check it out. Curve to there. And what that does is it sort of shows us the twist of the body by drawing that center line, all right? So this is fancy stuff, gang. This is advanced, fancy stuff we're doing today. Alrighty, now I want you to look at this curve again. We're looking at this a lot today. We're gonna inch our way down from here just a little bit, and we are going to draw. All right, I want you to line this up. Think about the center of it being along the left-hand side of this face, more or less, okay? And we're gonna go like that, okay? So we're doing the same kind of a curve as this. If it's a little smaller, fine. Mine's a little smaller, doesn't matter right there. If I do that line a little smaller than this line, not gonna make a difference, okay? And then we're gonna basically come straight down from there, okay? Straight down. Now, how far, you might be asking? Okay, I want you to look at this line right here, all right? And I want you to draw it about the same length as that, so maybe about like that, okay? Meanwhile, on this side, okay, I'm actually gonna carry it out and in. I'm gonna stop right here. So check this out, out and in, okay, out and in. Very shallow C curve there, almost a shallow S curve, okay? See that? All right, now starting from about where this is, pop over to this side. Okay, we're gonna do a nice C curve to here. C curve, like that. So far, so good. Now this leg is coming towards us, okay? Fancy, fancy tricks we're doing today. Fancy tricks. Okay, now to draw the foot, this is really neat. You're just gonna curve out slightly and stop. Curve out slightly and stop, okay? And then you're just gonna do a very shallow curve in the front. See that? Barely anything. Little line at the bottom, and there's our skate. Okay, and here, just a nice straight line across. Bam. We're almost there, gang. We're almost there. Okay, and now we're gonna come here, we're gonna go curve, curve. Okay, now that's tough. So what I wanna do instead is before I draw those curves, I wanna give myself something to measure off of. So I'm gonna come inside this knee right about here, and I'm gonna draw a line at an angle. Okay, and it's not gonna be quite as horizontal as this, but it's gonna be out to about here. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna come out to about there. Now, I didn't draw it as long as this, did I? Not the same length, not the same length. And now from here, I'm going to go down to about halfway. So I think about where is the halfway point for this? Okay, right there. A little further, so about to here. I'm going to make myself a nice little target to aim for. And then I'm going to do a shallow C curve to that, okay? Shallow C curve to that. Now these speed skaters, they've got some big, strong legs, okay? So don't worry about making that leg big and strong. Totally cool. All right, now this is going to be a different kind of a foot. This is going to be a different kind of foot. What am I going to do? I'm going to do this instead. Slight curve and come around like that. Why? Because I'm seeing the top of that foot, right? Not the front. And all that's left to do now is connect these. I go out and in like that. All right, now for this leg, okay, where the pants end, I'm not going to do a straight line. I'm going to do a little curved line like that. This is reinforcing that foreshortening. And then here I'm going to curve that knee like that. Okay, see this? And finally, this is my favorite part. I'm going to go from the bottom of the skate out like an S curve, like that, and then a little dot, dot, and that just shows us sort of the path of the skater as they're coming towards us, right? And there is our speed skater. Very different kind of a drawing for today, trying to do something with some foreshortening and some really cool dynamic shapes. I hope you enjoyed that. You can always watch it back, right, and see how you do. But yeah, this is something we wanted to do that's a little different, okay? By the way, I got a fact for you here. The fastest speed skating 500 meters ever by a male athlete is 33.61 seconds by Pavel Kulishnikov from Russia. This was set in 2019, March 9th in Salt Lake City, Utah. So he went 500 meters in 33.61 seconds. How about that, gang? Things you didn't know, right? Right, okay, so before, I bet you all hear that. That is an alarm for Appreciation Station. So, today we are appreciating Alice. And Alice, I just want to thank you for that one time we were on assignment from National Geographic to photograph Bigfoot up in Canada. And I remember we were standing there with our cameras, and he just came right up behind us and tapped you on the shoulder. And I was petrified. You reached right in your pocket and pulled out a big stick of gum and just handed it to him. And he thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And all three of us have been good friends ever since. I know Bigfoot doesn't have email, but I do try and call him sometimes because he did find his cell phone out there in the woods. Nice guy. We didn't get very good photos, though. They're all blurry. Anyway, thank you, Alice, for your quick thinking. Now, back to drawing. We are going to do a quick art tip and then an animal and activity. Now, for today's art tip, because we just drew a figure, I thought it'd be nice to talk about legs. When you draw a figure, I want you to think about something, okay? And this is, how do I keep my figure from having legs that are too short? Well, check this out. All you got to do is think, I'm going to draw my figure, right? Head, rib cage, and then pelvis, right? Here are these three big components. All you got to do to think about with the legs is, well, how big, or rather how long is this whole section? Head, neck, rib cage, all the way down to the pelvis. Well, just take that distance, and guess what, gang? Throw it right there, and you're in good shape. How cool is that? It's like magic. Just take that distance, double it, make your legs that long, and you're going to be in good shape. Okay? I think this is something everybody needs to know. Proportions, 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 but when you know these tricks, it makes things so much easier. Would you not agree? Alrighty, it is time for the animal and activity. Now, this is where you suggest for me an animal doing something funny, weird, unexpected, crazy in the chat, and I will go ahead and draw it in the time we have remaining for the show. Okay? Now, just to give you an idea, like, for example, last week we had a zebra directing traffic. What a crazy idea. And today, of course, we're going to do something different. It's always different. It's always different. You all are very creative. So I'm curious to see what you come up with this time. I'll check the chat for your suggestions, and away we go. Get my nice light blue for sketching here. And yeah, that feels good. What do we have today? An octopus tap dancing. Again, Steve, you're killing me with the octopus tap dancing. Sloth on a scooter. Hedgehog jumping rope. A dragon eating ice cream. Sherry, we're drawing that. I haven't drawn a dragon, I don't think, ever for the animal and activity. We always talk about drawing real animals, or maybe dragons are real. I just haven't seen one. But that's just a great suggestion, so I think I have to do it. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. Dragon eating ice cream. All right, so I think I want to have my dragon here. And I'm going to give him some horns that go out that way. So let's get that bottom out. Yeah, I like that better, the bottom jaw coming up and over like that. All right, so here is our dragon. And he's gonna have another horn out there behind that one. And I guess we'll throw some ears back there. Maybe give him a little horn there and a little horn there. Okay. And let's give him some nice teeth. Like that. That feels good. Give him some bumpy bumps on the back. Okay. And of course he's going to be scaly, but we'll suggest that the texture when we get around to that bit. All right, little tiny dragon arm, tiny dragon arm. He's going to have his, I think he should have his ice cream in a cone, don't you? So let's do that. Let's put the ice cream in a cone. Like that, some little sprinkles on it. Something like that. Maybe we're suggesting this because we're looking forward to the warmer weather if we're living here in this hemisphere where I'm doing this show, okay? And that's what we're all wanting. We want that warm weather to come back. Please. Alrighty, there we go. So let us then reduce the opacity here and grab our darker color. And we're gonna go to town with that line art. I've got about 3 minutes to do it. Can I do it? Sure I can, gang. We've done this in less time before. It can be done. I feel like maybe fewer teeth in the front there. And then some nice big ones here in the bottom. Probably a better look for a dragon. Hey, you know what? Let's give him a little goatee action. A lot of dragons have that. There we go. Come on back this way. And then look at that big S-curve. Nothing like a nice big S-curve, huh? Does that make you happy? What do you think, gang? Is it just me? The things that make me happy, like an S-curve, whatever. Alrighty. And let's get that ice cream in that hand. I wonder what flavor it is. And there you go. There is our dragon friend having an ice cream. Great idea, gang, as usual. Really fun suggestion. Great idea. I love it. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, well, I think that's gonna have to do it for me. We did an art tip. We did a drawing of a speed skater. What a productive day. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me, and thanks for watching the show. Tell a friend and bring a kid next time. This is for all ages. I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and everybody please remember to be kind. Ciao for now.